Man, the only reason I even started Open Mic is to share what I've learned in the last decade or so in life and in business. If I could just talk to myself 10 years ago. So today I talked to my buddy Kyle Klement, and in this clip, he's a very successful entrepreneur. And I said, Kyle, if you could talk to yourself 10 years ago and give yourself some business advice, what would it be?
My business is people driven, and I have an amazing team, and we've been very fortunate and blessed to like kind of have the team that we do. And so I think that comes, though, I wish if I could tell my younger self is like try to hire people earlier, like do whatever you got to do, like take less, live off less, like try to like cut your expenses less, to like hire the good people earlier, because it's just like that's when it's truly a business. At first it's just like, and if that's the route you want to go, I mean, you can be a consultant, you can go that route, and there's a lot of successful people. But if your goal is to grow a business, you got to get really good people in there, way sooner than I did. I mean, I think I didn't do that till later, and it's because it's going to take a little while to find the right people, that emulate your values and your mission. And so it's like, and that's part of it too, right? Make sure you have your mission and your values kind of established, at least even if they're not written down, at least have them in your heart. So
I was going to say, at that point, at a solopreneur, if you will, sole prop, your core values for your business are your personal core values, right? That's ultimately, it's the reflection of you. So when you did, that's great advice, just kind of pushing yourself to hire people earlier and cutting back your own personal expenses so you can, maybe deferring some benefit.
Or if you have to take a side, like a lot of people will take a side job, but like do that to then pump into like getting the right person in there.
So let me ask you, in reference to that, what changed when you actually implemented that? Like when you realized that and you hired the people and you got the right people, what changed?
Well, it's like, I mean, you can get burnt out in business really early if you're doing the things you don't like to do, which there's always going to be some of that. I mean, you have to grind and you have to like, if you don't like the bookkeeping, I mean, you got to do that if you want to pay taxes and not get, in trouble and all that kind of stuff, and, stay on top of it. But I mean, if you don't like, sales and you like the operations, then either partner with someone who really likes the sales or, find someone who really likes the operations and kind of make that, figure that out. Cause you got to have really good processes in place, because that's what's going to like be repeatable. And now now you have a business, something that can be like scale and something that you can, recreate. So that was probably the biggest piece of it. And then we have like our own management nuances and stuff that works for us, like a lot of, books over the year. We've been fortunate. A lot of people have started off at a very, early phase of the company and have kind of grown into working with some, just working some really key roles that have been, crucial to the growth of the business.
Yeah. I mean, that's, we've experienced that at Vine IT, is that we have the guys that have been around since the very beginning, and it's like, and now they're managing, one guy, Andrew's managing the entire operations and the support desk, working right under one of the owners of the company. Right. And I mean, that's a beautiful thing to see. It's a good feeling, I guess, if you will, too, to see people grow to give opportunity. And maybe they didn't even know that they could do what they're doing now, which is stinking awesome, man.
Yeah. And you got to, I mean, everyone's heard probably, if not, you should, surround yourself with people smarter than yourself, but also like with people that are better at things that you're not as good at. Like if you're not a great writer, hire great writers. If you're not really organized, make sure you got people that are super organized around you. I mean, don't look at that as like, I can't succeed because I don't have X, but just know that that's going to be a deficiency that you're going to have to fill, or that's a seat that you need to make sure you fill sooner than later if you really want to be successful and grow.
Okay, if you have to pick for your team, for your business, you build a team. If you had to pick one or the other, good processes or great people. So great processes or great people. Which would you pick? I don't know.
That's
if there's
tough.
A wrong answer.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I would want great people, because I think great people are going to eventually like develop processes. The reason they got great is because they have good that's one of those
trick question.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think,
well played.
I mean, I would rather be around great people, because like you've been around like a process company where they're just like churning through people, and that's just not, that's not the kind of culture that I would, want. But I think great people are gonna, figure out how to get it done. There's a book called Traction, and that's like something that I resonate a lot with. And so like I'm definitely the visionary, and to be successful, I need that integrator to help me, like kind of take my vision and make it a reality. So I'm not. I think management is something that I've really had to work at, through a lot of like books and mentors and wisdom and go. So I think early on I probably did a disservice to some of the people I brought in. Like I didn't have those processes enough in place. And I kind of like there's, give someone not enough rope that they're going to hang themselves, kind of,
Yeah.
but I didn't have enough like structure in place necessarily. And so it probably didn't position them up for as much success as but you learn from that. And I think now, getting the right people that, you give them a little more structure and make it more of a, vast ocean that they can kind of, grow as the company grows.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.